Can you hear me, guys? Am I on? Can you guys see the fireplace, the live chat? Making sure everything is working properly. Thought I was streaming. I was apparently not streaming when I had the OBS window open. Okay! What's up, everyone? Hey there, Miss Celestial. Listen, you're the first one to say hi, Dream Machine. Calling me by my new name. Thank you so much. Hey there, Mary Reed, saying, is the excitement building? It absolutely is. And saying, hiya, Dream Machine. Hey there, Mary Reed. Saying, beautiful. Thank you so much. Welcome, moderators. Welcome, everyone. Hey there, Quiet Corner, saying, hey, POV. Hey, hello, all. Yes, can hear you. Awesome. Good, good, good. I was just streaming on OBS for like 2 minutes, and it didn't show up here on YouTube. I'm glad I checked the live chat window, or the live streaming window, because it wasn't even on. I had to click the go live button. It was some extra unnecessary steps, but there you go. I'm on my Wi-Fi hotspot. Hey there, Egg, saying hello, friend. What's up, Egg? Great to see you here, man. It's been a while. I was gonna, and the other non-part of the stream that I thought was on here, I said, what's up, Egg? Saying, I am here. Welcome, Egg. And Danette and Anthony, cool new name. Thank you so much, Danette and Anthony. Glad to see you here. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like the new name. Saying, cool new name. Joe T saying, Danette and Anthony, yo, yo. Joe T saying, I'm going to say hi to POV. Hey there, Joe T. And Eyeglass Lady saying, dropping in to say hi and wish you the best. Great name. Thank you so much, Eyeglass Lady, for dropping in. I'm glad you like my new name. Thank you so much. Thumbs up to you as well. Quiet Corner said, nice new name, Dream Machine. Great to be here. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, Quiet Corner. Yeah, more on my new name. I want to start talking about that. I had some tea, and now I'm ready to start talking. So yeah, I changed my name. Happy December, everyone. Before I get started, happy December, everyone. It's a new month. It's the last month of the year, and it is the holiday season. This really is a beautiful stream, though, Mary. I like the fireplace in the background. This is perfect. Figured I'd make this stream pop in some way, you know? Hank said I have pecans. Cool. Mary Reed said, love the fireplace. Thank you so much. I'm glad you do. I thought this would be a really nice, cool addition for the live stream to make it pop. Very festive, absolutely. It matches the ambience of December. I'm like, let me get something cozy for that suits December. You know, it's kind of cold outside here in the northern hemisphere of the world, and it's like, let me get something that matches the feeling of warmth and comfort when the temperatures start to dip outside. Very festive indeed. Good, everything is working, guys. I think we can start, you sound bodacious? Bodacious? Can you please explain that to me? Somebody bring the pizza. Thank you so much, Miss Celestial Ascent. Yeah, right, I said thank you so much, Miss Celestial Ascent. Yeah, somebody needs to bring the pizza indeed, Miss Celestial Ascent, rather, I said. What's up, Owen Meyer saying, hello, y'all? Or hi, y'all, rather. Let me fix this here. 2 decibels. Should be a little bit quieter, maybe 1.5. That's a little better. Hi, y'all, said Owen Meyer. What's up, Owen Meyer? Your audio is great. Awesome. Absolutely, Quiet Corner saying to me, Dream Machine, gotta have some pizza, man. The pizza emoji. Absolutely, man. Yo, yo, Joe. What's up? Yeah, I forgot. I completely forgot bodacious was the word. I don't even remember what it means. Owen Meyer said bodacious is the pronunciation. For me, I personally don't use big words like that, honestly. So thank you for the pronunciation, Owen. I would have not even cared. No offense, I'm just saying, like... Lenora Crawford saying, hey, Dream Machine. Hey there, Lenora Crawford. Awesome. Thank you, Joe T, saying, nice fire, POV. I'm glad you like it. Thought I'd make the stream pop, you know? Egg said POV is the secretly devious type. Owen Meyer said, don't know how long I can stay. Okay. Well, the good thing's that you're here. As long as you're here, we're cool, man. If you gotta do something, I'm not sure how long you can stay. Thank you for dropping by and saying hi, man. Have an awesome weekend. Glad to see you here, though, Owen. Trying to find the right words to say here as I get started. You have an audience now, I think. You have several people here. Egg, you're funny, man, he said. POV is the secretly devious type. Devious type, rather. Or you could say devious, as in developer, you know. Goodness. There you go. Sure thing, man. To Owen. Yeah, I love this fireplace too, guys. This fireplace is amazing. It's amazing. Audio is great. Compliments of Mary Reed. And okay, I think I'm gonna start talking now. But before I do, we're gonna look up that word. It taught me something that I forgot about as well, to be honest, Egg. Old school English here. Bodacious. Excellent. Admirable or attractive. Aw, thank you, Mary Reed. It's an adjective. Informal North American. Aw, thank you. The restaurant serves bodacious grilled lobster. Aw, thank you, Mary Reed. That's an example sentence, by the way, what I just said. Mary Reed, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, I think it's time to talk about my name change now. So, yeah. First of all, once again, everyone, happy Friday night. Happy weekend. Hope everyone is having a great Friday. Egg said I'm going to get a Christmas tree tomorrow, so I may have to leave soon for sleep. Okay. Do what you gotta do, Egg. Okay. Okay. Got a lot of people here. Got a nice variety of my OG POV family community here. And some of my newer ones. That's what's up. That's awesome. Okay, so yeah, I changed my name now. I'm going to start talking about the POVHFR name and why I changed it. Absolutely, Mary Reed, saying old time word. Indeed. That's old school, right? Old school English in play. Quiet Corner said shout out. Shout out to all of you amazing people, man. Egg said saying OG family makes me feel old. Oh man, and let me tell you something, and I'm only in my mid-20s. I felt old a few times, but then I started to feel like I was your age too. I guess it really doesn't stop, you know. Age is really... it all depends on your soul, man, and how you feel that day, I guess. Like, sometimes I still feel like a teeny bopper, a teenager. Teeny bopper's old school, by the way, too, but... You know, I feel like a teenager, too, man. And sometimes I kind of feel like that. Sometimes I feel like a grown man doing taxes and stuff like that, you know? I guess it just depends, you know? Hey there, Eyeglass Lady, saying the fire is great. Awesome, Eyeglass Lady. Glad you think so, saying... I have to go, but have alerts on. Take care and good luck. Thank you so much, Eyeglass Lady. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and thank you for complimenting me on the name, Eyeglass Lady. Glad to see you over here, by the way, Eyeglass Lady, a fellow moderator on my friend's channel. We've been doing moderating work on that channel for a long time by now, for some years. So yeah, I changed my POV HFR name because it's some history to it. I originally named my channel, I think that was 2015 or 2016, I switched it over to POV HFR for point of view high frame rate. I don't think I named myself that in 2014. I forget which year it was, but I wanted to name myself something that would last. But I wanted to make it as simplified as possible, and it actually did work. It actually did work. I was like, cool, okay. So I was like, well, I'll just keep it this way then. The only problems I had with that name is that people really didn't... It wasn't easy to memorize, really. I didn't get that kind of vibe, like people would remember it, or... I mean, people would remember it, but like, the right way to say it, like, it was just hard to advertise, basically. Bologna would have worked too. Yeah, it may have, eh? It may have. Bologna would have worked too. But yeah, I mean, point of view high frame rate was what that acronym was for, POV HFR, and it kind of stuck around for a while too, and I would have kept it that way, but recently it just came to me. I'm like, you know, here on YouTube, if I'm starting to blow up, I want people to be able to realize my name at an easier pace and for it to get out quicker. And originally, actually, when I created this account, with the future mindset I had in 2013, I was going to actually name it DreamMachine back then, but the name was taken, so that discouraged me, and I came up with several other names, and I came up with POV HFR, even though it wasn't an attractive name initially, rather, I said initially with an M, interesting. I made up a whole new word. Initially, rather. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, basically, yeah, I had to, come up with another name, I'll say, and I came up with POV HFR. And it stuck around for me, and I just used it. Point of view high frame rate POV HFR, and I'm like, I'll try and advertise it since it's a unique name. 10 mil overnight, baby, that's right, eh? Eyeglass Lady said until next time. Oh, until next time too, Eyeglass Lady. I'll see you next time. Joe T said, LOL, eh? Really? Owen Meyer, that's a really good point. It's also safer to change your name these recent weeks. Agreed. I agree. How do I zoom back out here? Great, I zoomed in and now I can't zoom out. Any minute. What is going on? I'll zoom it out. There we go. Gosh, I thought it was stuck there. Come on, software, work with me. Hank said Owen Meyer. You should change it to Owen T. Oscar. Oh, man. I like your name, too. Egg with the period. That's cool, man. Egg with a full stop for those in the UK. I like that. It's, strong, man. That way, like, if you get a car, you can say, I smash eggs, man. I'm egged, you know? Nobody has ever made that joke. You're the very first, Owen Meyer said. Absolutely. Quiet Corner said stubborn software. I know, right? That was really stubborn just then. It zoomed up and it got stuck there, and it was doing its own thing there. Owen T. Oscar. I know, right, Owen Meyer? I feel like DreamMachine gets flash-based by words when I'm on streams. said egg. POVHFR. So, like, yeah, I stuck around with that. I did some videos on there, of course. 2017, I started uploading a lot of cycling videos. They weren't getting too many views, but I started to upload, you know, where I was cycling at, and like, well, that's a cool name, POVHFR, and I'm like, I have to really... I felt like I had to dedicate myself to high frame rate videos, but to skip over, you know, because I have a full post on my community post. Quiet Corner saying DreamMachine, nice, thank you, man. Thank you, man. So, like, yeah, to get back to today, yeah, where was I with the POVHFR name? Because you guys are so funny. Wish I could have found you sooner than last year. Aw, Egg, okay. Yeah, man, I wish I could have, we could have been cool friends like in like 2018, 2019 when my channel was really starting to develop. Right, where I was with the POVHFR name is, you know, when I was point of view high frame rate, I felt like I had to dedicate myself, and I really did. I devoted myself to uploading hackable high frame rate videos to YouTube, since YouTube did not allow 120 FPS uploads. They only went to 60 FPS, which is technically still high frame rate, but I wanted to push the boundaries of that to get more smooth and clearer, realistic looking videos. And I already devoted myself, you know, definitely, I thought, to high frame rate videos. And over time, as you saw, my community, I started doing a lot more than just high frame rate videos, and I'm like, well, you know what? I need a better name to match my content, because I changed my handle to DreamMachine. I'm like, well, I always wanted to call myself DreamMachine, but I'll keep the POVHFR name, and I did, and I was like, well, now it doesn't really, it looks kind of off. Like, my main name is an acronym, but my handle is easier to remember. I'm like, I'm not sure how long it's going to stay like that. But over time, like the last 2 years, I started doing a lot more content than just high frame rate videos at 2x speed, or high frame rate videos in general. I started to, you know, do touring videos. I started to do, you know, gaming videos. And as you already know by now, I'm a moderator, and so I started to get influenced to do live streams heavily. And when I had enough, I started to do live streams since last year. And I've been doing live streams for a year now. I've been doing, I'm not sure when my first live stream was, but I'm gonna check. I've been doing it for about a year now. I'm gonna go to my first live stream, and I'll tell you when it was. But before I do, yeah, I'm like, I have to come up with a more versatile name to match my content now, since I'm doing live streams, high frame rate videos, gaming, traveling. I'm like, we have to do something that matches the channel better, and the channel, the direction it's going. I'm like, I'm gonna go with the name I originally wanted to go with. I'm gonna do DreamMachine. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. It's a cool name, I like it. And I've done so many live streams now. It's been, I think, a couple 100 live streams I've done. I've done so much. I first started live streaming technically on Real Racing 3 on March 4th, 2021. Pretty soon, that's actually going to be 2 years ago. Wow. But my first official live stream, guys, was August 28th, 2021. When I was in Morrow, Georgia. First test live stream. Cool Cars and Bus arrives, Morrow, Georgia. My internet just caught up there. I see the comments catching up there. This is a catchy name at Dream. Thank you, Miss Celestial Ascent. Thank you. Yeah. I like it too. It's a catchy name, right? My videos always look like dreams. Egg, didn't we meet around then? We met around earlier this year through Forza. I wish we could have met in 2021. That would have been awesome for you to see my first live stream. I'll go ahead and copy the link from my phone and put it in the stream. Mary Reed said, over a year, I think. absolutely. I was gonna call you Marie. I was gonna call you Marie. Oh my goodness. Yeah, over a year, I think. Yeah, it's been over a year. That was August 28th, 2021. I didn't do a proper year anniversary how I should have, but that's when I started. Your intro was dreamy. Mary, you said that too. I remember when you first said that when I unveiled my 2021 POVHFR intro, and you said your intro was dreamy. And actually, that should let you know right there, I was really on my way to changing it to Dream Machine, but I stopped myself. I'm like, nah, I should stick to POVHFR for a while. I'll probably change it in the future. I wasn't sure how long I would. Your intro's dreamy. Thank you so much, Mary Reed. It is, right? And that's exactly how I intended for it to be, kind of like a dreamy, floating intro, because that's exactly really. It was on its way to Dream Machine, definitely. Okay, Egg saying, okay, I gotta go. Sadly, have a nice stream. Oh, okay, Egg. Get good rest and have a great night, and good luck on putting up your Christmas tree. Happy December, man, and have a great month. It's the last month of 2022. This year is almost out of here, man. I always thought so, said Mary Reed. Yeah, right? You did, I remember. I remember when you first made your comment on my intro. I loved it. I was like, perfect. She saw it right away. Right away. I'm like, yeah, exactly. She saw it exactly how it was. It's like, yep, that's exactly how I intended. So it should be an easy transition just to change the name from POVHFR to Dream Machine. It conveys that, right? Right, Mary? It does, right? Yeah, I like it. And it was always on its way to Dream Machine. I decided to figure out what the right time would be, and I'm like, you know what? Now's the right time. I'm like, you know what? Because my channel is at 2.12k subscribers, and I'm like, you know, if I wanted to grow larger, and I already have 2,000 people following me, I need to come up with a catchier name for people to share it, subscribe to, and talk to other people about. Something that's catchy. I'm like, it's time to go back to before I ever created this YouTube account. What I'd call my lucid dreams, Dream Machine, the Dream Machine. I'd say like, it's like a dream machine, man. I'm like, I want to fix my dream machine up so I can see my dreams in lucid clearness. Owen Meyer said it reminds me of Dream Police, a song by Cheap Trick in the early 80s. Wow. Oh wow, that's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool, man. I'm not going to zoom it up anymore. I think the software is just not good enough for it. There we go. So, but when I do that, then I can zoom out. Let me see. So I have to scroll up and then it can zoom out? That's not cool. It's really inconvenient, but there you go, Owen Meyer. That's pretty cool. 7 people, happy Friday night, early Saturday morning. What's up, everyone? Happy December. This is my first stream of December. Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas. 7 people watching. And is going to get some rest. It conveys that. Once again, Mary, I really agree with that. It really does. Have a great night, Joe T. Saying good night, POV, DM, and to all, too. Woot woot. Good night, Joe T. Woot woot to you, too, man. Joe T will come up with cool quotes like yo yo or woot woot. I like it, man. He has his own handle now. It's a pretty cool catchphrase, you know? I like it. I actually love it. It's pretty cool, man. I like it. It matches him. 𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐲 saying woot woot. He created his own tagline. But yeah, with my channel, when I was point of view high frame rate, I felt like I had to devote my time and effort to high frame rate videos, and I did. And I felt like I pretty much got it out there. I did hundreds of videos at high frame rate, and I did at least about 100 at 2x speed, 120 FPS. So I'm like, I have a lot of videos out there, and there are other users now uploading 2x speed videos and getting pretty good views from it. So hopefully YouTube will allow 120 FPS uploads. I've got a lot of other stuff to do on my channel. I will be uploading 2x speed versions of my walks I uploaded recently. Not sure how many views or likes they're going to get, but I encourage you all to smash that like button on them. I assure you they're real legit 120 FPS videos when you play it at 2x speed. You just have to have the right browser and right display or right app. There really is no right app. It's really just through the YouTube app. You really, if you're watching on a smartphone, you have to have the right display. It has to be in 120 Hertz or higher. But I would say 120 Hertz should do the trick. 144 Hertz can introduce its own set of issues. If you're watching a 120 FPS video, it may skip a little because it's 144 over 120. So it's kind of uneven. Oh, really, 𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐲 POV? It's from another vlogger, bro? Well, I didn't even know that. You created your own tagline regardless over here, but cool, man. Shout out to you and the other vlogger. It's cool, man, saying whoop whoop and yo yo. This fireplace is making me nice and cozy. This looks so nice, man. Your last autumn walk you uploaded was fantastic. Thank you so much, Mary Reed. I'm glad you thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed walking during that day. I enjoyed walking it, taking it, and editing it. It was amazing. The GoPro Hero 11 is a really fun camera to shoot with. The only thing I don't like about it is that it overheats due to the form factor of it. But it's still a really good camera. But I'm considering another cool device named the Sony Xperia 1 Mark IV, or as it's expressed, Sony Xperia 1 IV, if you want to say it like that. And that'll be my dream machine too. My GoPros are my dream machines, and my Sony Xperia 1 IV, when I have enough to finally get it, unless Sony comes out with a newer one, will be my new dream machine as well. That's an awesome phone. Mary Reed and Miss Celestial Ascent, you ladies rock. There you go, Quiet Corner. Dream Machine on the cloud. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. That's cool, man. That's a cool tag right there, actually. Dream Machine on the cloud. Let's go for a walk. I could say it like that. Dream Machine on the cloud. Let's go for a walk. You know, if I'm doing a live stream, man, like as I'm already doing right now, if I'm outdoors, I could say that. You just created a cool tag phrase, Quiet Corner. And gee whiz, I had to burp there. Oh my goodness. Some delicious food I had. I had some pancakes before I came on and some tea, something to warm my throat. It's kind of cold outside. Thank you so much. This whole phrase right here is exactly what I would have wanted when I was 13 or 14 years old. I encourage everyone to look at it. Autumn at its best from Dream Machine. That sounds so good. That sounds absolutely amazing. That sounded cool with POV HFR, but when you put Dream Machine like that, it just puts it into a whole new perspective. I was Dream Machine really the whole time. I just called myself POV HFR for the moment so people could get point of view high frame rate. You can do it, guys. High frame rate is out there. Trying to give you guys the hack, the tool, if you want to get clearer, more realistic videos. But I have plenty of them out there. I even have 60 FPS versus 60 FPS versus 120 FPS, and 120 FPS versus 240 FPS with certain ways to watch it. So I'm like, I think I got my message out there, and I think now that I'm doing a lot of content, it's time to give it a more broader, I'll say more broad rather, name, and expand my content a bit better, you know, with a easier name to remember. POVHFR is, I can make it flow, but even Owen Meyer said that some streams back that I say it really too quickly. That's another thing about it. You have to pronounce it really quickly, and people may not know about it. Like, what's your name? POVHFR, POVHF, HDR, HBR, H8FR. You know, they may say, you know, basically they may just say something random. I don't know, like. I've had all sorts of stuff. POV, FDR, FGR. I've even had this too. POVHR. So it was time to change my name. I got my message out there. I moderated with it. I did a lot of stuff with point of view high framing, and I just felt like something in me just clicked. Like it was time to move on. And business-wise, this name is definitely better. You guys can always still call me POV. Dreams are always POV angles anyway. Any POV is just your perspective, you know, whether it's a dream or whether it's in reality or whether it's in virtual reality, you know. Owen Meyer said, "Good idea." Yeah, I you know, and I kind of figured that I was gonna get good idea comments too about it. I figured it was time to move on, and I'm glad you think so, Owen. It is a good idea, right? Simplified, of course, and also for safety too. Mary Reed said it has a beautiful autumn visual and ASMR within the sound. Let me read that again within. I said, okay. It has a beautiful autumn visual and ASMR with the sound of the leaves under your feet. Thank you so much, Mary Reed. I edited the sound from my external microphone. I've been doing that the last several GoPro videos. Even though the Hero 11 has significantly better audio, I still use my external mic to get the high quality sound since they're advertising binaural audio on it, although I don't really think it is. When I recorded it on my phone, I recorded it to a mono soundtrack, but I could still make it stereo, and I have to get a dedicated recorder, but you know, that was money at the time, so I'm like, let me just use my smartphone. But yeah, I worked on the audio and my video editor and made it sound as realistic as possible, and the microphone is advertised to do that anyway. And I'm like, cool, man. So I'm glad that the visuals and the audio was perfect, and that's exactly how I intended for it to be. You know? It has a beautiful autumn visual. It looks amazing, Mary, right? I'm so glad you like it. And the ASMR sounds, it was amazing being there walking, it was amazing editing it, and it was so amazing to watch it with you, Mary Reed. It was beautiful. Or watch it, oh yeah, you were in that premiere live chat, but yeah, to watch it with all of you guys, I'll say. I know Miss Celestial Ascent was there. Mary Reed, I think she watched it on the replay. I have to finish watching my friend's stream as well. He went to Canada, to Montreal. I can't wait to see what it's like up there. It's amazing. It's really cool. I was just watching his Taiwan series. I'm like, I really miss when he's in Taiwan. It's starting to get nostalgic now, you know? But yeah, that's how DreamMachine was born. DreamMachine actually, technically was born when I had my first super clear lucid dream in 2009. Or is that early 2010? I think that was late 2009. I think that was actually November or December 2009. It was around the time of the first Avatar movie, ironically. Mary Reed said, autumn is passing by too quickly. It really is. There are some trees down here in the south, though, that still have nice leaves changing over. I just have to go out there and record it, but it still looks amazing. Hearing crunchy leaves on an autumn day. I know, right? You love hearing crunchy leaves on an autumn day? Me too, Miss Celestial Ascent. Me too. Me too. I love it. I love the autumn. Autumn is like my favorite season. Montreal is beautiful. I've been up there many times. Wow, Mary. Oh, cool. Hey, that's awesome, man. Maybe I can visit Montreal and Toronto too one day. I would love to go there and check it out. I really want to go to Switzerland. I've been wanting to go to Zermatt since actually when I created this channel. That was my first upload. That wasn't my official first upload, but that was my first video I posted. Was of Zermatt, Switzerland on a helicopter ride. Honestly. Do you speak French at Mary? That's a really good question. Cool. I don't really. I have a good French accent, but I haven't really gotten around to learning that, or Spanish, to be honest. Like I have to learn. I have to even learn Spanish. I have to definitely learn French. I can say bonjour, you know, trois, quatre, you know, stuff like that. But I have to refine it and learn more words, and I'll get around to it someday. Okay, Mary. Okay. I have a good French accent, but I have to learn more of the words. Being a content creator, I have to put time aside to do that, but this past year I was so busy with so much, and it was pretty much almost straight survival. So I really didn't have time to even do that, not really. POV, you mentioned lucid dreams. I don't think I've experienced it. Really? Okay. Owen Meyer, okay. Lucid dreams, just how it happened to me was by happenstance. I fell into a nice, comfortable, deep sleep. It's like I was taken to another dimension. It looked absolutely amazing. I loved it. It was a place I was at in my childhood at night, and the dream I had was so clear. It looked like I was literally flying above trees. It looked absolutely amazing. I'll say. It looked at it, you know, before I cut to the chase and get to that, what I want to say there, but yeah, it looked amazing. It looked like I was flying, like, literally right there. That's what really motivated me. As like, I have to find a way for technology to... There's got to be some way that, you know, we can imitate dreams with technology. There's got to be a point where video gets smooth enough to the point where it starts to look like actual motion blur. Then I could work from it from there. Owen Meyer saying, wow, and yeah, right? And that was before drones really came out. Like, after drones came out, I'm like, that's what that would be. That's something that I could actually work with that'll make it look exactly like how I saw it. Maybe it was a glimpse of something I would have made from a drone. Now that I know what it is. When drones came out in 2012, I'm like, is this a glimpse of the future maybe? I was like, I'm not sure. But it looked beautiful. And that's definitely where DreamMachine was born. If that lucid dream was a marketing campaign, it definitely won me over. I definitely was sold with that. There you go. That's where DreamMachine was actually born. POVHFR was a side name, actually, for DreamMachine until people could get the message, but I think they got it. Whether they didn't get it or got it, it's just time to move on. Because if I'm going up with a lot of subscribers and people didn't really understand what POVHFR was, or they were messing up the acronym, it's like, yep, I gotta make it simple, and I'm gonna go back to my old school idea, man. Some ideas come to us in various ways, indeed, Owen Meyer. Mind you, this came before drones came out. Drones came out, how I remember it, like around 2012. That was in late 2009 I had that glimpse, really. It was so clear. It was a lucid dream for sure. That's where POVHFR was born, but definitely that's where DreamMachine was born. That's where DreamMachine was born. And I had said DreamMachine already, definitely in 2010. I'm like, we gotta make sure the DreamMachine is working properly, and we gotta make sure the DreamMachine can pump out those experiences. I had no idea I was already operating like virtual reality without being in virtual reality, how we do it today at least. I was operating in natural virtual reality, if that makes any sense. So gotta make sure the Dream Machine works. But yeah, there you go, man. So I'm so glad to have changed it to Dream Machine. This is a beautiful name. I'm glad you guys like it so much. Like, I originally had it, but there were too many other people, and I didn't want to get it into, like, I'm not sure if someone already had it copyrighted, but I'm not sure how they would have it copyrighted. That's such a broad name, Dream Machine, but I had it like that originally, and I'm like, let me do it like this, like my friend Action Kid, actually, is where I got it from. I'm like, actually, I can just leave it like that. There weren't too many people that had that name. Because even with Action Kid, he had it as Action Kid 105, and then he did like that, I think, or I think he may have had it like that, but I thought he had it like that. I'm like, but for me, it just helps if I just make it like this. 100%, absolutely quiet corner. Dreams are a beautiful thing, you know, and I you know, when I was 13, I hated some of the nightmares I had when I was slightly younger. I'm like, there's got to be a way to create my own cool dreams against nightmares, you know? And I said that too when I was like 13. I was like, in the future, whenever they have the right technology, I can create my own crystal clear dreams of various beautiful places and immerse people into that cool world. And then that drove me like, but even with that, if they're watching it on a display, it could look like a window to another location. Actually, there has to be a way to, before I even found out about frame rate, I'm like, there has to be a way where people can watch videos and feel like they're literally right there. What's holding them back from, on a screen, feeling like they're right there? There's something that's, even if it's the resolution, there's something else I was saying, like, that's holding people back from feeling like they're right there. And it was simply frame rate. And it was I had no idea just how controversial it was. But, yeah, 30 FPS video is not immersive at all. It's pretty stuttery. And I was like, oh, that's what that is. It's the frame rate. Like, so, okay, that's what they need to work on. And then I found the Kodak Playful Dual ZI-10, I believe it was, which is a touchscreen Kodak camera designed like a smartphone, and I started shooting videos on there. And I saw this mode named 720p 60, and I'm like, okay, what's this? I watched it on my computer, and boom, that was the answer. It was still, you know, not completely immersive, but definitely immersive enough. Absolutely, so that's how that happened. Let me make sure my stream is coming in. 1065 kilobits per second, we are good to go. Yeah, that's how that happened. And I'm like, okay, so 60 FPS, so then I, you know, was waiting for other people to get to it, and other people were on it, and YouTube wasn't, but then some people were even on 120 FPS. I looked up on YouTube, was that 2012? I looked up 120 FPS, I'm like, 60 FPS rocks, but let me see if they can do a whopping 120 FPS, and gamers were just getting onto it with 120 hertz displays. I'm like, whoa. So we can do 120 FPS someday. That's cool. So I'm like, there's got to be a Goldilocks zone where motion blur finally, via frames, can be fully emulated, where it looks dreamy enough, so to speak, where it looks smooth enough, in other words, buttery smooth, where you're not seeing all copies of the image anymore. You're just seeing natural motion blur, but where it's not looking too realistic. And so it was all about technique for the technology, even today, that I have to work with. We're not at a point yet where it looks completely realistic, obviously. I mean, 240 hertz is very good, but gotta go higher than that too. I would say like maybe even 960 hertz before we start really considering it to be like legit motion blur frame-based motion blur anyway, and even then, it's still in some shots that are way too quick. You will probably still see frames there, but very briefly. And that's where POV-HFR was born. I had to, you know, encourage people, you know, this is really a thing. I was definitely not the only one. As a matter of fact, I looked at Blurbusters, who was already on 120 Hz, and I even talked to him a couple of times, but definitely read his content early on. And Blurbusters, he's a pretty cool guy, man, and he was already talking about monitors and how they really need to be higher, and it was like, what frame rate was it? Was it 960 Hz he was already talking about? To match older plasma displays and the black to black, or no, gray to gray, G to G. I'll say it like this. Like this. Gray to gray response time. And that CRTs, not plasma displays, CRTs had 1 millisecond response time. About 1,000 Hertz. He was talking about 1,000 Hertz, but 960 is around there. That's more compatible for the North American and NTSC standard. You know. Owen Meyer saying that's interesting. POV. Yeah, right. It really is. So like, yeah, absolutely. 2013. I created this channel not as POV-HFR, but I created it, but with that in mind. I created this channel as like a futuristic channel. And I'd come back into it when the technology would be more mature for it. But yeah, it's an interesting time, I'll say. And throughout the last decade, of course, you know, I had several lucid dreams, including what may be still to come in my career, some of which has actually already happened. Some of these videos I created like in 2020 and 2021, only a couple of them actually I realized were glimpses into the future as dreams back in the early 2010s. Let's see, some of the, you know, like it was around 2010 where I started seeing like my cycling videos. But not as cycling videos, though, ironically. I was flying over streets, but in those exact same areas where I was cycling a lot in 2017, which is why I cycled those routes in 2017. I used to have futuristic glimpses set in the future. I'm like, okay, it's 2010, but I looked for a calendar date, and it had May 2016. I'm like, so this is in the future? Really? May 2016. I'm like, okay, that's fascinating. So, you know, I'm like, well, I'll mark that on my calendar, so way in the future, I can probably go to these cool places and take footage of it, you know, and that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. Although, most of the footage was, well, I thought was from a jetpack. I'm like, no, that's from a jetpack. It has to be. I had no idea of a drone, you know, I wasn't thinking that I was taking footage from a drone. I thought I was on a jetpack because it looked so real. But drones wouldn't come out until 2 years later, of course, and that was still futuristic in itself. Drones in itself, to be honest, is a futuristic technology. And with that utilized in the right way, they can actually come up with legit flying cars, which they already have. The forgot the name of it, but it was in China. Let me look this up. It was something with a 184 in it. It was called the 𝐬𝐴𝐺 184. And it was based off of drone technology, and they created a legit flying car. The only issue is the propellers and how loud they would be, and to come up with a way to silence them. Even with helicopters in the future, they could silence the blades if they come up with the right kind of technology. They could put like silencers around the blades. It's just the architecture of how they would do that. It's food for thought. But yeah, that's definitely something I wanted to talk about too. Is I used to have dreams in the future, and that led to me going to those certain places I did, like in Clayton County and Atlanta, I used to have dreams all the time, like 2010, 2011, super clear of me flying over cool streets, such as Terra Boulevard. I'm like, that's really cool. Let me see how fast I can go. It looked like I was doing maybe like 50 miles an hour, 55 some of the time. Some of the cars would be going the speed I was, some of them would be speeding. I'm like, this is pretty realistic. Owen Meyer said, wow, POV. Indeed, right? Set in the future, I'm like, so is this 2016? But then I actually started really going to Clayton County a lot on my bicycle in 2017, which is also interesting, but I actually did go over there in 2016 a lot. But the technology to make it even somewhat dreamlike was really 2017 with my Sony X1000B. 720p at 240 FPS, even though the resolution is pretty blurry, the motion isn't. And then even with the technology, 240 FPS by itself isn't clear enough so much yet. It's getting there though, but with 1/240th motion blur, it looks like real life, pretty lucid. At 12:40 AM, ironically cool. It has 1/240 in it. That's cool. Maybe you're psychic at Dream. Yeah, probably, Miss Celestial Ascent. That's a little bit like Dorothy's dream in The Wizard of Oz, exactly. Dorothy secretly took a virtual reality trip. They sucked her into a different part of the Matrix, technically, and then put her back to Kansas after. But yeah, it's a really interesting history of DreamMachine. Mary Reed said Kansas. There you go. Which leads me back to Avatar. We're not in Kansas anymore. We're on Pandora. But yeah, that's how DreamMachine was born, baby. Lucid dreams. It was super clear. I'm like, we have to find a way to, or I would say for me back then, I have to find a way to imitate how they look. There's got to be some cool way to do it with technology. So POV HFR was born really as a substitute and really a message to, you know, we need to really up our ante with frame rate. And gamers were already on that because they wanted their experiences more realistic. And when 240 hertz came out in 2016, I'm like, I can only imagine how clear it would look. So during 2017 and definitely 2018, I would actually cycle to Best Buy, and I have footage of it, but I would be cycling to Best Buy to look at my videos I took at 240 FPS, which I had taken a couple of years by then. I put my hard drive in my backpack and cycled over to Best Buy, and sometimes I would go on their computers and look at my footage at 240 hertz. It's already historic, and I knew back then when I was doing it, one day it would be historic. I'm like, this is history in the making right here. I feel like I'm in the 90s or 80s or something, like I'm a messenger delivering high frame rate content to the world, maybe. I don't know. 8 people, welcome! Happy Friday, everyone. Saturday morning. Happy weekend, everyone. Hope you're having a great evening. Glad to see all of you here. 8 people watching. Welcome, welcome, welcome to DreamMachine, my new name. Has a lot of history to it, as I'm discussing. But yeah, with the POV HFR channel, I think I reached a maximum. I won't give the frame rate number, but it's already out there. But I'll say that definitely to imitate motion blur, I think we need like about 1920 hertz. For my own studies I did, and I used to play with rubber bands a lot, but I'd have my microphone, I'd have it hooked up to my smartphone to get the frequency of how fast my rubber band was vibrating at. And I already saw the future of frame rates right there. It's just simple physics. I got it up to 1920 hertz, and it looked... There was only a slight bit of jitter, but it was barely visible. I'm like, so we really need 1920 hertz in the future. However they get to it, you know? 1920 FPS should do the trick. And surely enough, some time after, probably about a year or so, I looked up the Flicker Fusion Threshold article on Wikipedia, I'll post it in my chat link. And surely enough, they had between 2000 hertz and 3000 hertz. They had it as 2 kilohertz, 3 kilohertz for the flicker fusion threshold, where it's safe to view without saccades. But sometimes it may be visible all the way up to 10,000 hertz. I'm like, well, I'm not getting that high anytime soon. What's something that's more tangible anyway that I can work with that'll look dreamy? Not completely realistic. I'm like, 1920 should be like the upper limits for me. I wouldn't really go past there. But then I started working with 3840 FPS during 2019. 2019 was an amazing year where I advanced with frame rates. And frame rate studies, I'll say. And I found interpolation software, and I could change my shutter speed on my GoPro to the matching shutter speed to interpolate the videos so they look more accurate. Even if it was a little, you know, glitchy, the shutter speed was at 1/1920th, and the frame rate was then matched to 1920 as well. So it's a lot of history and a lot of trial and error, a lot of studying before I could even just properly get the dream look. In 2018, that really marks the first year that I really started taking true quote-unquote dreams with my GoPro Hero 7 with an ND filter. And I was really going to change my POVHFR name to DreamMachine back then, but I'm like, let me keep studying before I really change it to that. I took 2.7K 120 FPS on my GoPro Hero 7, although I could have done it on the Hero 6 as well, but I had already switched it out for a GoPro Hero 7. I switched it out every year until the Hero 8. And yeah, I was like, let me put it to 1/120th. That idea came to me when I'm like, well, with ND filters, you can slow down the shutter. So then ironically, like 120 FPS videos look super realistic in low light at a certain time, and there's no jitter at all. But like during the daytime, since it's on auto shutter, the video isn't as clear as it can be. I'm like, so then maybe I can use an ND filter out in broad daylight, and that's how, at least technologically, finally after 8 years, I got a lot of places at least, and somewhere with actually being able to create a lucid dream was really 2018. I would say 8 years after 2010. It took me about 8 years to get to that point where I could actually physically take it on a device. 2.7K 120 FPS with 1/120th shutter. And I started doing tests with my GoPro Hero 7 and started going cool places. And Action Kid is the one who taught me about gimbals. I'm like, I really need to find a way to stabilize it. I don't like how shaky it is, and a lot of other people didn't either. Understandably. They're like, you know, it's way too shaky, and they'd give it dislikes. And it's like, well, I need to find a way to stabilize it without using a selfie stick, since that's all they were advertising on Amazon. I'm like, isn't there something that can stabilize it? And then my friend Action Kid, who I was already friends with for about a couple of years by that point, was already using gimbals on his GoPros as well. I'm like, bada boom, bada bang, that's the answer. And by 2020, skipping over some steps, by 2020, I got my first gimbal for my GoPro. But it was in 2019 where I uploaded my first 2x speed 120 FPS video that actually looked dreamy, and I can share it with you too after this link right here. I just posted the flicker fusion threshold. It says on this article, I can actually load it on here. Visual phenomena. I was gonna say, they kind of modernized Wikipedia here with the more modern pencil. Had to clear my throat there. Yeah, the modernized pencil there. That's pretty cool. Display frame rate. There you go, guys. Flicker fusion is important in all technologies for present. Let me read that again. Flicker fusion is important in all technologies for presenting moving images, nearly all of which depend on presenting a rapid succession of static images. Exactly. So we have to present a lot. But this right here was from Blurbusters. This right here. The flicker fusion threshold does not prevent indirect detection of high frame rate such as the phantom array effect, as they call it, where it's still too jittery looking, or a wagon wheel effect, which is where the wheels spin backwards, as you see. If you can load up here. One of these guys. Let's check it out. Or I'll just explain it to you if the internet's not if it's not loading it up. Because I'm streaming here. It may load up, may not load up. Let me try that again. It seemed like it was. The wagon wheel effect is when the object is going slightly faster than the frame rate of the video, and it looks like it's barely moving or moving backwards. And it does this. If it can show it. There you go. It's going to start to look like it's standing still because it's the finite frame rate of the video. There you go. You see how it's kind of moving backward a little? So stuff like that. And Blurbuster said this as human visible side effects on a finite frame rate. We're still seeing on an experimental 480 Hz display. On an experimental 480 Hz display. But actually 480 Hz is fine for most content. Even though the jitter is minimal, I would say 960 Hz is better, but 480 Hz is definitely on its way. And I've been a fanatic for 480 Hz really since 2017 when I uploaded my first test video. And I actually discussed it with Blurbusters. We were both talking on a forum post on his website. And most lights flicker at 100 and 120 Hz. You can actually see the jitter with it, like if you move your hands quickly. But this is the part I wanted to highlight here. LED lamps generally do not benefit from flicker attenuation, if I'm saying it right. Attenuation, pardon me guys. Attenuation through phosphor persistence, the notable exception being white LEDs. Flicker at frequencies as high as 2000 Hz. And I actually edited that, oh my goodness. Let me say that again. I actually edited that part right there, 2000 Hz. I actually put that in there. Because they originally had 2 kHz. I'm like, let me make this more plain so that they can know exactly what it is. Even though they know what 2 kHz is, that's pretty technical. Let me make it plain. 2000 Hz. And I put in the parentheses 2 kHz. And then it can be perceived by humans during saccades. And frequencies above 3000 Hz, I put it there, 3000 Hz. 3 kHz have been recommended to avoid human biological effects. So in other words, we really need super high FPS before we start to get authentic motion blur, is my whole point. Basically, we really need super high frame rates. And I'm like, I'm not sure when in the future they'll be able to get it this high, but probably during the next decade. 2000 Hz right there, and then 3000 Hz right there. And I came up with my first 3840 FPS videos. So I'm going to give this link right here. Going to my channel here. And that's where these babies were born, because I already had done 1920 FPS. This is my very first super high frame rate video that was actually interpolated to super high frame rate. This is not clickbait. This is not clickbait, rather. I said clickbait. Imagine doing a mouse as a cake or something, making a mouse cake. That would be pretty cool. This is not clickbait. I actually rendered this clip from 240 FPS to 3840 FPS using my own custom Pro Tune settings. Even though what you're watching is 60 FPS, Tor, etc. You know, this is actually 3840 FPS. I just didn't have enough to upload the raw file to Mediafire, rather. Or Google Chrome, or not Google Chrome, Google Drive, rather. Because it was too big of a file, so I couldn't really upload it there. It was too big of a file. But yeah. I'm going to post this video into the chat section for you guys if you want to check it out a little later. This is my very first video where I think it took 9 years to get here, but where I can conceivably say, and definitely say, this is my first official dream on YouTube. Was this guy right here. It took settings to watch it, but arguably we could watch it right away. As a matter of fact, let me repost that. There you go. But yeah, this is when I really found out about ND filters 4 years ago. And this is where my dreams were really born. The Freewell 4-pack ND filter for GoPro, unboxing, 120 FPS. And it was really these days right here where I finally could really create authentic dreams. Thank you for the links, Dream Machine. You're welcome, Mary Reed. 2.7K 120, 1/20th shutter. And I can say my speech has definitely changed over my videos. I'm speaking a lot clearer now. It's all about because I didn't really talk a lot, so I had to start getting used to my personality on here, and my speech naturally changed over the years. I can tell already. You can hear the difference. 2.7K 120, 1/20th shutter. ISO maximum 1600. I think I was minimum 100 here too. Color flat. Videos I was no stabilization. Yeah, man. This is like my very first dream, arguably, that I can recall. This is definitely a dream. But I displayed it as a ND filter test, but it was definitely dreamy. ND16 filter from Freewell. I uploaded it in 2018. How about testing out the Freewell. It took 8 to 9 years to get to this point. From that to this right here in 2019. I know, right? Miss Celestial Ascent saying, wow. I'll just do it at 480p because of the stream, but it has to have the 60 FPS to be playable at 120 FPS. So you have to have it at this, like this. But, this is definitely my first dream, I would say, that you can actually watch directly on YouTube. This is arguably my first dream. Was this video right here, this test video, first 120 FPS on YouTube test, cycling Stockbridge in Lovejoy, Georgia, 2x speed for 120 FPS. Uploaded April 4th, 2019. 9 years after 2010, it took the whole decade of the 2010s for me to be able to get to this point. But yeah, yeah, it took me 9 years to get to this point. Right here, because this is still the POV HFR days, well into it. For those watching on 120 Hz plus monitors, please go to the settings icon and change the change speed to 2x for a full 120 FPS experience. You know, and that's where it was born. Arguably. These are like tester videos, but I had it branded as a test to get the technology out there. So you guys can do this yourselves, you know. You can do a GoPro. You can just grab a GoPro right here. Put it at 120 FPS. And don't use it for slow motion. Use it at normal speed. Use it for real time. Get a 120 Hz monitor. Get an ND filter, slow down the shutter to 1/120th, and you got yourself a nice, clear, lucid-looking dream. Technically, it looks like real life, but it's not completely realistic. It has a lot of, you know, It's not completely realistic. It has a lot of motion blur on it still. But it's at a point where the frame rate is smooth enough that it's past the flicker fusion threshold, technically. So that would be up here. With monitors, you have to get it over to, yeah, 72, 75, or 100 hertz. And this video is at 120 hertz. So the flicker fusion threshold has technically been passed over, and it has motion blur. So it should appeal. It should appeal to your eyes, and it should appear realistic. It should look pretty lucid, in other words. I'm like, that really would be a dream. Technically, even though there's still some phantom array effect visible, it should mostly look like a dream. So this is arguably my first dream. Arguably. This video that I can actually watch on YouTube. It's technically not my first, but it arguably is. I was doing test videos, and it was a gradual learning process. Like, this part right here looks so clear on my monitor. You just feel like you're right there on the right. It just feels open. It gives you that feeling of open. Even though the internet is not doing so well here, but it gives you that feeling of, like, wow, this is, like, actually open. And so, yeah, man. Arguably, that's, like, really when DreamMachine was technically for real born. It was really in the late 2000s at the very end of that decade, and it took a decade's worth of technology advancement, even though a couple of years actually did the trick with 720p at 60 FPS, and then about 5 years after that for YouTube to catch up, because YouTube actually didn't take that long after to allow 60 FPS uploads. I'm like, well, most people have 60 hertz monitors, so it was kind of odd that they didn't allow that in the first place, but it was server issues and money, I'm sure. But actually, even at 60 FPS, it's enough to look like a dream, but I didn't want to put that out there so early because it really wouldn't have gotten enough views. I needed to really find a creative way to get it out there, technologically, first, before I could really just start to be truly creative. Because a lot of people have creative content out there, but they wouldn't watch it right away. They would watch it maybe a few years down the line, if at all. It would only get maybe 30, 40 views, because you have to advertise it, you know? Miss Celestial has the coffee emoji. That sounds delicious. I may have some tea in a second. That sounds really good. But, yeah. You can actually make 60 FPS video look dreamy, and I'm gonna most likely start to do that now that I'm officially branded as DreamMachine. I can finally, with confidence, do this, and I'll come up with some creative, cool ideas. Including, like, when dreams start, like, how it kind of just like naturally fades in. It's super fun, and then it, like, slowly fades out, because I was actually already doing that with my channel anyway. I was already doing that with my, videos, rather, anyway. I'd have, nice long fade-ins and nice long fade-outs. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And that'll be pretty cool to work with in the future. Definitely, technology now is way better, and definitely by 2022, 2023, we have technology today that can imitate lucid dreams if you know the right technique. You just get a GoPro, you get some ND filters, and you slow down the shutter at high frame rate, and you'll be on your way. You'll be right on your way, and having them look completely realistic. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that discussion there. I'm not over with the stream yet. If you guys want to make a comment, any more comments about what I just said, feel free to. Yeah, had to clear my throat again. Just giving a lot of information there. It was a lot for my lungs, you know? There you go. Just that DreamMachine overload on my lungs, man. Had to burp it out there. Goodness. But yeah, yeah, that's really where my first dreams are actually born, and where I would have changed my name to DreamMachine if I really wanted to. And I could have, was 2018 or 2019. But I gave it 3 extra years because I'm like, well, you know what? they don't understand high frame rate yet. They really need to understand that you can do this on YouTube before YouTube actually has 120 FPS. And you know what, guys? One of those videos, it wasn't my first video I did, but one of those videos I got, I want to show it to you. And I want to show you the view count, likes, dislikes, and all. Because I think that this is absolutely amazing, and I would have never thought that my video would have gotten this popular, but this is the most popular video on my channel. I'm about to show it to you guys. This is one of my first random tests I did on my bike, where I rendered and sharpened the video to 4K from 2.7K at 120 FPS with a 2x speed for 120 FPS playback method. So you see, in 2019, 4K. This was uploaded 3 years ago, September 26, 2019. And look at that view count. I never would have thought that this video would have had nearly 1 million views. And to my community, as you already know, I've been moderating for my friend Action Kid for a while, but I already had my own popular video I worked on by myself, and I did show this to you before, but this is just absolutely amazing. I never thought that this video that I did would have gotten so many views. Mary Reed said, "Wow, indeed." 894,796 views. It's well on its way to 1 million views. And now it has 3.1k likes, but 1.7k dislikes. I knew it was going to be extremely controversial, but it's that YouTube algorithm that I was so concerned about to wouldn't ruin the reputation of my channel. But I knew it was going to be extremely controversial because this video was like actually from the camera. And I knew it had the opportunity to be one of the most popular videos on YouTube, and I advertised it. I paid for it to, you know, get popular. But those views came naturally. I did not pay for any of that right there. I only paid for, was that like 1,000 views, and it just ballooned up literally. Thank you, Mary Reed and Miss Celestial Ascent. Miss Celestial Ascent saying, "Whoa." Mary Reed saying, "Awesome." Absolutely. This is amazing right here. Got a sponsor too, and that's how I found Video Proc Vlogger. It's the same company. Their video editor is absolutely amazing. And look at that, Via Rio himself 2 years ago. This comment did not have 40 likes, but now it has 40 likes on it. Insane. I'm impressed by the tranquility of the places where you record your films. Reminds me of a film set. It does, right? I have a problem with my browser because several videos here are dropping frames, and that has a lot to do with the computer, the CPU, the browser, and etc. And he got 40 likes for that. 40 whole likes. And my main comment I pinned, which I changed over the years several times, got 51 likes. There was a guy on here that made comments. I think I got rid of that. This one right here is funny. This one must be from around here. Henry County going to get you for running the stop sign. Thank you so much for subscribing to Hoverboard2525, a fellow high frame rate uploader. You should have done it the other way around now. You only get half the watch time per view. You should have done it the other way around now. It doesn't really matter actually, because they weren't really watching the whole thing anyway. To that comment. I think it was that guy, but I got rid of his comments, but he made a couple of good comments. If I didn't get rid of his comments, it may be somewhere over here. And this is one of the very first comments I got that was, oh, it's the same guy, cool. Grim FPV, he named himself now. I'm using a 4K 144Hz monitor, and this is one of the most clearest and smoothest footage I've ever seen. That was really the crowning moment of my channel at that time, that I had finally accomplished what I wanted to. Was this comment right here from Grim POV. Grim FPV, rather. I said Grim POV. Actually, I was going to be FPV HFR, first person view high frame rate, but POV HFR stuck and I couldn't change it, and I'm like, well, that's a cool name anyway. This one's in Russian, but it's a cool comment as well. Great video, works like a charm. Oh, it's this guy right here. There we go. This guy was talking about, no, I don't. No, it wasn't this guy. It was another one. But there you go. Sud is cool. This video has a whole bunch of comments. This one was the one that got the most likes, and it was true before I ever started monetizing YouTube. And it's so true, and I thoroughly agreed with him. As you see, I hearted his comment. YouTube's getting real comfortable with 2 unskippable ads in a row. And I got the most likes. Really, YouTube, man. But I had no idea that that's how people got paid on YouTube at that time. I'm like, oh, okay. Even this guy right here, this looks really awesome on a 240Hz monitor. And as the years progressed, finally, and technology started to change over those next 3 years, it's really smooth in 120 FPS. Tested on my Motorola Edge Pro, Motorola 20 Pro. Let me say that again. It's really smooth in 120 FPS, tested in my Motorola Edge 20 Pro with a 144Hz screen. And more people were testing this video I did on their smartphones. Look at that, Kingdom Within. I had no idea that that's the same Kingdom Within that joined my live stream. She actually came from my most popular video. She's a true POV HFR member. Now she's a true DreamMachine member. She's an authentic DreamMachine member. Tested from my 120Hz Google Pixel 6 Pro. Wow. Unless she came before that, but that's awesome. That's awesome. Whether or not she's a true POV trooper, so to speak. And B Griffin right here, another great stream POV. That's a really cool idea for 120Hz videos on YouTube, and the list goes on, and even despite the dislikes, it was extremely controversial, but it worked. Miss Celestial said, man, those ads. I know it. It's been getting worse lately, too. Their ads have been getting a little bit more annoying, to be honest, some of them. Some of them have been getting really good, and some of them have been really annoying. Then we get comments like this. I don't think doing 2x speed through YouTube is going to make 60Hz into a 120Hz. YouTube skips frames when you pick a faster speed. And like I said, it has to do with the CPU, GPU, browser, because before I ever posted this video, I tested it on several Best Buy computers, and it was 120 Hz. Trust. Otherwise, I would have never uploaded it. I was looking, because I was controversial myself over it. I had to really make sure that that was a real legit way to do it. Nice, can't wait until YouTube supports at least 90Hz videos so I can watch my 144Hz Asus ROG Phone 3. Real specs. And this comment got a lot of likes too. This is one of the earlier ones too. Video 120Hz. YouTube, no. Video 120Hz. YouTube, no. And I put exactly. But you can choose 2x. He said, are you Jesus? Or are you Jesus? There you go. And he said, pure comedy. Even at 2x speed, it's 60 Hz because it's video playback. So devices automatically lower at 260. That had to do with the apps that you were watching it on, and definitely the monitor itself. And see, there you go. Roughly 120, exactly. And then you get these comments too, 2 months ago. Yeah, this isn't 100. You always get naysayers. This isn't a 120 Hz test. Playing a 60 Hz video at 2x speed doesn't equal 120 Hz. It's still 60 Hz. And he didn't even go through any of the technology or any of the hardships to actually make it. It's like, well, you know what? I have a solution to that. Because I kind of feel like that too, and this is exactly why I would go right to if the internet loads up. Authentic high frame rate here. Authentic high frame rate here. Pinterest, because they actually have an unlimited FPS ratio there. You can upload videos at whatever frame rate you want to on Pinterest. I accidentally ran into that. It's completely by an accident. They actually have better ads during the holiday season at Dream. Okay. I agree. It's kind of like the Super Bowl season. They actually do have better ads during the holiday season. This is my video that I ran into an accident with a high frame rate, actually. I had no idea that Pinterest could upload 120 FPS. This is completely by accident, and so I had to rename it First Official 120 FPS Upload. Completely by accident. I even have it for smartphones right here. See the numbers dipping here. We were at 8 people watching, now we're at 4. What's up, peeps? Now we're at 4 people watching. Not sure if the internet is going to cooperate, but this video right here is in a smartphone ratio. There we go. And I completely ran into this by accident. By accident. I'm like, this isn't 60 hertz at all. This looks smoother than that. Pinterest, guys. And I'll give you my Pinterest, DreamMachine POV. So there you go, man. It's my live stream. On YouTube recently, I've just been uploading my videos at normal speed since I can actually do high frame rate here. What's up, Unholy, saying hello. What a unique name, man. Welcome, new viewer. Hello, man. What's up? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Dream Machine experience. Unholy, welcome, welcome. I'm on Pinterest as well, as you see. Welcome to my live stream, man. But yeah. That's all the magic, you know? All the magic, all of the dreams and how they got started. Now I'm on Pinterest, and Pinterest is really what mostly made me change my name too, because I'm like, I think the technology has already been realized via Pinterest. And if I'm Dream Machine on there, why can't I be Dream Machine on YouTube and brand my whole product, my whole business as Dream Machine? If technically I'm technically a business. I'm a sole proprietor. So I'm like, you know what? I could just rebrand my name as Dream Machine. I don't have to keep it as POVHFR. If I'm Dream Machine on Pinterest, I can rebrand it to Dream Machine on YouTube as well and surprise everyone. Because I already changed my name. I shortened it to POVHFR from POVHFR videos when I hit 2,000 subs. But I'm liking Dream Machine even better. And I think it'll gain a lot more steam over the years and a lot more traction. Way quicker. Because people can easily remember Dream Machine rather than POVHFR. That's a whole mouthful of words, so Dream Machine, you can remember that. And it's Dream Machine as one word, capitalized Dream Machine. You know, so like, yeah, it's pretty cool, man. But yeah, I have an interesting history. I'm on Pinterest now. These are legit high frame rate videos. I'm going to show it to you one more time. Oops. I'm going to show it to you one more time. And let me get the chat back up here. These are legit high frame rate videos. And I've been doing ads on here too, from Canva. I looked up some cool videos on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you could do that. And by the way, guys, like I said, Pinterest has unlimited high FPS, so you can actually upload as fast as 240 FPS if you wanted to. In real time and play back on a 240 Hz monitor. Legit. I'm not even joking. Like, I ran into that by accident too. Welcome, Christian Hansen, saying, you changed your name to Dream Machine? Hehe, interesting. Yeah, man. Yeah, I changed it to Dream Machine. It's an easier name to memorize and remember, and so much more, and it has a lot more history to it. It's blurry because of the internet connection. That's the only thing I don't like about Pinterest, is the internet connection will affect the clarity of the video, but not the motion of it. This is legit 240 hertz, and it looks like a lucid dream as I speak, but the quality of the internet is this is 144p at 240 FPS. But here's this video. I'll give you the link. Nobody's gonna know who you are now? Maybe, maybe not. That's the fun of it. I'm POVHFR at heart, but I just switched over to my official name, DreamMachine. And if they didn't know who I was before, they'll know who I am now. But at least you do, Christian. You're part of the original community. It's time to expand my community, and my community was more than just high frame rate videos. I'm doing live streaming, as you see on it, and I'm doing so much more on it. And most if not all my live streams were at 30 FPS, which weren't even high frame rate. I had to get a better, broader name that was more true to what I did. But yeah, the link to this video, I just gave it in the description. 240 FPS real-time, this is actually part 2, but 240 FPS real-time video on Pinterest. Cloudy summer afternoon walk, Henry County, Georgia, July 2022. You guys can leave a comment right there if you want. Crystal clear audio, and let me tell you guys something. Editing this video was not easy. I had to completely redo the audio from my microphone and time it up from a pre-made video I already did, which was its own challenge in itself. And I had to get the math right of what frame number that was, and since this is 4x slower, 4 times slower, I had to do math and multiplication and where that would actually be in terms of seconds and frame number. It was a lot to get the audio to match the video. The audio sunk to the video. I'll re-say that again, to sync the audio to the video properly. But this is legit 240 hertz, and Pinterest really allows this. And this is legit I'll say up to 4K 120 FPS. Me walking in downtown Atlanta back in June. Internet's not really wanting to cooperate here. And this is actually 120 hertz. So I've been on Pinterest. Quality isn't excellent right now, but yeah. It's great to see all of you here. Good evening. It's 0123 right now. 1:23 in the morning here on the East Coast, the Atlantic Coast. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this live chat. 8 people watching. Welcome. Welcome all 8 people. All 8 concurrent viewers. It's a lot of history to my new name, my name change, and I would like to discuss with you too what I'll be doing this month. I'll be uploading a lot more of my classics. I'm going to have to work on a new intro now and rebrand it as DreamMachine, so they know it's still me, POVHFR, but now I'm DreamMachine, my official name, and it should be an easy transition. I don't think it'll be hard. 𝐬𝐥 said the same thing to me on Discord. 𝐬𝐥 said the same thing, that I don't know if they'll know who you are now, basically, and he didn't DM me, but it's the same thing. But let me get his comment. Yeah. he said the same thing, like, gonna be a weird transition in your name, though, he said. There you go, I just found it on Discord. That's great, Mary. Miss seeing you around. Love the fire. See you around, I hope. So, yeah, I love this fire, too. This fireplace. It's awesome. Absolutely, man. But, yeah. Yeah, Ake said that too to me, basically. But I think it's going to be an easy transition, though, to Dream Machine. That's not a hard transition. It's actually easier than you think. It'll match the intro better. I'm probably going to add some newer stuff to it to make it pop out for 2023. Even if I do it this year, it's still going to be for 2023. At least the first half of it. Unless I decide to add something else to it. I'll announce it on my social media. I'll announce it anyway. Just making sure the pantry is stocked so don't fill without this holiday season. If you don't got family, must make the best of the situation. Vax Christian Hansen. Aw, Mary? Really? You're recovering from being ill? Aw, sorry to hear that, Mary Mead. Yeah, you guys rock, man. The POV family. You guys are still the POV family to me. I've rebranded you guys on Discord as the Dream Machine family, if you like that name, unless you like POV fam better. I can switch it back to that, but, Dream Machine family, you guys really are, man. You guys rock. You're now the Dream Machine family. You were here during my early days and, through my transitions. Thanks, Dream. I'm doing much better. Aw, thank you, Mary Reed. Egg was saying something to me too, like Dream would be an insult to me, and I said to him, I'm like, well, basically, like, it wouldn't be an insult to me if I rebranded my name to Dream Machine. They may just call me Dream for short. I'm like, but you can call me POV if you want. You can always call me POV, and I said that to Joe T earlier in this stream. I want a real fireplace, but it ain't this hype of house. Let me read that again. I said hype. Oh my goodness. I want a real fireplace, but it ain't this type of house. There's a chimney. Apparently, they need 𝐬𝐧𝐥𝐲 gas fire. That is wonderful. You are feeling better, Mary. You are so funny, Christian Hansen, with the way you type. Funny, man. But yeah, I'm glad, Mary. I'm glad you feel better too. I'm so glad. I got sick last month too. Had to recover from it. As you remember, it was earlier last month. It took about 2 weeks to recover. And it wasn't the C word. But it was a pretty rough flu. It wasn't rough though, but it was a flu that didn't want to go away. But I'm glad you're doing better, Mary. My pleasure. Aw, Mary Reed saying, I remember, yeah. Aw. I remember, yeah. I appreciate all of your support from back then, too. That was amazing. You guys rock, man. POV family to Dream Machine family. If you want to still be called POV family, I'm more than happy to still call you that. You really, truly are. I know, right, Mary? Saying no C. Thank God. Exactly. Exactly. I'm glad to have done an indoor stream because I was going to go outside, but I just felt it was a little too dangerous and my community didn't even want me to. I'm like, that makes it easier for me. It's cozy in here and I can just set up my computer and get started. I can't play any games because I have to renew my Xbox Game Pass and more stuff to come, but I'll probably be doing some more games as well when I get more cash flow in hand. Yikes, Mary, it took me down for Thanksgiving. Aw, man. Sorry to hear that. Oh, wow. Yeah, November was quite the month. It was a rough month for a lot of people. 2022 was quite the rough year, to be honest. It wasn't an easy year at all, but I wanted to start it off, even if it wasn't, I wanted to start it off with a positive way. But even with my New Year video, it was very controversial. I almost didn't even do it because the officers were like, you go to your house and do it. It was because I was going to do it at the amphitheater, but I think that was private property. So this coming New Year, I may go ahead and go somewhere else special for it. You got a real fireplace, POV? I would think Mary does or has a used one. I don't have a real fireplace at all. I would love to. That would be pretty cool, but I think it's high maintenance, so I'll just leave it to this awesome video. It reminds me of the U-log from back in my childhood, too. It's okay now. Or Mary said it's okay now to Christmas. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow, yeah. Definitely, with, this coming New Year's, I definitely, would go somewhere else. I wouldn't do it how I did it for 2022. I may do it actually in a popular location, I'll say. But, that was my first ever concurrent, live stream where I got, like, 36 watchers. And it almost didn't even happen because, like I said with the officer, it was just not cool. Yeah, cool, Mary, saying I grew up with the Yule log also. That's awesome. 9 watchers, welcome. Welcome, new viewer. Whoever just popped in here, 9 watching. Welcome, welcome. Merry holidays, absolutely, Christian Hansen. But yeah. Contemplating where I'll be actually going during this month. And I'll just say, you guys will be pleasantly surprised at what happened today that'll make that possible. Miracles are happening, and you guys may be very excited to see, safety-wise and traveling-wise, how I'll be moving around now. I'll just say it that way. And it may make a successful Christmas stream, traveling streams, and a successful New Year's stream. You guys are going to be pleasantly surprised. Everything is happening at the same time. My rebranding of my name is a lot more cheerful. It's bringing a lot more positive energy, to be honest, even with my content and connecting with people already. It's bringing a lot more positivity with it. POV was as well, but definitely DreamMachine, it's like instantly getting like miracles, blessings with DreamMachine. It's amazing. It's all happening at the same time, though. It's all working at the same time and working together. You guys may be pleasantly surprised at what I may be doing in the next week or so, I'd even say. Week to a few weeks, as we go up to Christmas. Love the positivity at Dream. Thank you, Mary. Mary. There you go. Merry holidays, Mary. There you go. But yeah, I've been on here for about an hour, 45 minutes. It's been an awesome time talking with all of you, 9 people. Is there anything else you want to talk about? If not, to the new viewer, welcome. Welcome, new viewer, if you are a new viewer, unless you're a concurrent watcher. The DreamMachine family has a nice ring to it, I agree, Miss Celestial Ascent. I agree. I thoroughly agree. Completely agree with that. That does have a nice ring to it. I want to say to you guys also too, it helps me out so much. If you want to donate to my PayPal or Ko-Fi, every bit helps out so much. You guys rock, man, for all the support you've given me throughout 2022. You've helped me out so much financially on this channel. I want to thank you all so much for that. I do have a memberships. I'll have to rebrand them, but I'll work on them. But for now, you can just donate to my PayPal or Ko-Fi. Every bit helps, and I get your donations right away. And yeah, you'll be pleasantly surprised at what I'll be doing over the next couple of weeks. You guys are going to like it. But I'm about to wrap it up now. Stay tuned for my next autumn foliage video coming out in about a day or so, a day or two. I'm going to start editing it right after I get off, since I'm already here nice and cozy comfy with my computer. I'll get to work on it right away, and you should be seeing that either later on today, technically, here at least on the East Coast today, or tomorrow on Sunday from the East Coast, because some parts of the world are still yesterday and Saturday, or Friday rather. Mary Reed said, "Nice discussion, Dream. Thank you so much." I'm glad you think so, Mary. Glad you think so, Mary. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it with me. I'm glad we could all connect and talk with each other in a nice, cozy environment with a nice fireplace. We're not outside exploring the dangers of Henry Boulevard with the flying cars at night. You guys are gonna like the next couple of weeks, trust. We'll see how it goes, though. Great to see everyone. Have a super weekend to you too, Mary. Okay, guys, stay tuned for my next video. I'm going to get to work on it right away. You guys are going to be impressed with the next few weeks. I thoroughly enjoyed the stream. I love talking with all of you with the wonderful fireplace. Everyone who showed up here. Mary Reed, Miss Celestial Ascent, Christian Hansen, Unholy, welcome. Welcome, new viewer. Quiet Corner, Owen Meyer, Joe T, Lenora Crawford, and Eyeglass Lady, a fellow friend of mine, fellow moderator from on another channel, Eyeglass Lady. And once again, special shout out to Danette and Anthony. They're popular live streamers. They're definitely on their way in the Bronx, and they have a lot of people watching their content. Danette and Anthony. And shout out to them too. Okay, everyone. I'll see you next time. See you next time, Mary Reed and Miss Celestial Ascent, saying thank you, Dream. Ciao, everyone, saying Miss Celestial Ascent. Ciao, everyone. I'll see you next time, guys. I may do a stream today. I may do a stream tomorrow, but I'll definitely be doing a premiere today or tomorrow. We'll see how this weekend plays out, but I've been busy, and you guys will be impressed if everything works out. So we'll see how it goes, guys. And Dream Machine family, from the POV fam to Dream Machine family, and from POV HFR to officially Dream Machine. You guys rock, man. I'm signing off now, and have awesome dreams. And I'll see you next time. That's right, Mary Reed saying good night, Dream Machine family. Good night, Dream Machine family, and have an awesome weekend and have awesome dreams. I'll see you next time. Let's make some dreams.